Good morning, everybody. This is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar. And I just figured I'd keep my coat on instead of trying to get a sticker and do all that other stuff or whatever to hide my job's logo. So yeah, y'all. Today is Sunday. My work weeks start on Tuesdays. I just pulled a 12-hour shift because it was mandatory for me to come in early and get off at my normal time. This has been happening for like the last 3 weeks in a row, and I'm just like, for what? There are literally 10 people above me on the rotation list, and everybody is out of the probationary period now. Now, the person who has been at the top of the rotation list, she has gotten hit literally like every day except for like one day randomly. I think it was because so many people volunteered that day. I don't know how that happened, but yeah. So this week has been weird and a lot. Even though I had a good week, it's still been a lot. So I feel like y'all don't know what's going on because even though I have made videos, I haven't posted them. And I don't plan on posting them because I was just like, whatever. And I don't know. I was just like, Like I legit would go through all of this and record in the car, at the house. Like I've been at the house in some mode and did all that and still haven't posted any of them. But I'm going to post this one today because this is the end of the work week and I can kind of give y'all an update on what's been going on. Go ahead and get this person out of my my line of sight doing the most. So anyway, y'all, the side heifer took off, I think Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And when you've taken off, they can't draft you from the house. So if something were to change, meaning they need bodies in the building, pretty much is the lingo I use. Did you really have to whoop behind me like that? Like, oh my gosh, you people doing the most. The person that was behind me initially just had to go back over because they were just like, yeah, let me get away from you, because they done whooped all in between us, like the world gonna end. Like nobody's going super fast in either lane, so there really is no need for all of this. What is going on? Is everybody all right? Child, I don't understand what's going on. Anyway, my bad, y'all. So let me do like this so y'all can see me. I gotta bend my head down a little bit. Anyway, so I'm on my way to a grocery store, by the way. I'm not leaving back out until Tuesday if I can help it. No, I do have to leave out to, it's a nice little stretch limousine. Haven't seen one of those since I was in one when my mom won tickets for us to go to what it used to be called Turkey Day Classic, which was for real Alabama State University versus Tuskegee University. That's not what the Turkey Day Classic is anymore, and I'm just like, how dare you? Anyway, let me get this light out my eyes and things. So anyway, I'm on the way to the grocery store. So the side heifer put in to be off. They can't draft us from the house. So even if they needed bodies, they wouldn't have been able to get her as one of the bodies. Even though she is like maybe 3-4 people above me on the rotation list. Now, y'all already know, or at least I think I've told y'all this in the past, which is that she has taken off. Why are you doing this? I want to know who this is because they doing the most. Child, if they go past this exit, go past this. If they don't go past this exit, I'm going to know something because they're really doing the most. Please get off on thank you because you getting on my nerves. Like, they really about to cause accidents and some more. So anyway, what is this in the road? The married man went out of town with his wife to, go on vacation with his wife. I don't know if this time it was a situation where they went to the cottages in the Carolinas where her family has, cottages or whatever. But yeah, one time before, for those of y'all who've been here for a while, y'all know that he went out of town on vacation with his wife and she was angry, didn't talk to him for like a couple of months. Like, it was bad. I was like, woo, child, like, it was bad. Like, I guess she tried to say, well, don't go nowhere with her, whatever. And so he was like, yeah, but that's my wife and I'm gonna go. And it's like, How you gonna sit up here and think you have a say-so in anything when you literally are a side heifer? Girl. Like, that woman got papers on him. I think that they've gotten to the point where as long as he doesn't cross the line, meaning, I don't know, she finds out about the other women that he be sleeping with or what, like, I don't know. Maybe he'll consider, she'll consider not divorcing him. So, yeah, they know about each other, and I'm just like, it's sad. I've been told the wife is ugly. The side heifer is definitely ugly. If y'all were to see her, you'd be like, yeah, that's definitely nothing to write home about. Like, I'm just like, you have a nasty attitude, an ugly attitude, and you're ugly. I'm gonna need for you to change something. You can't be ugly all the way around. Like, it makes no sense. So anyway, then this other person, who is the guy who she can't stand for no reason at all, he apparently was like sick. He took off the weekend. Not this weekend, last weekend. And so he was supposed to be off Saturday and Sunday. His work schedule is Monday through Friday. And when we came back in Tuesday, my partner told me that he had heard that he had been sick. And I was like, okay. But one day when we looked at the schedule, like I've already mentioned to y'all before, you can see what all is going on with the schedule. Meaning, if somebody's out, like if you have no idea why the schedule is so crazy or whatever the situation might be, everything pretty much is on the schedule. One particular day that I was paying attention, it had the guy's name on there, and it says, it has whatever the excuse, he was able to use, basically, I'm gonna say PTO. He was able to use one form of a vacation day, so to speak, for him to be able to be off. But it says per HR, and I was like, huh? Because anytime we do anything like that, if it's not our occurrences that we're like, meaning we're gonna call out, we literally have to come inside of the building and write out a request. Like, they do the most. I think it's so stupid. It's like, why you gotta come in here and waste? Y'all stay killing trees for no reason. Like, it's so stupid. But I'm just like, we got to come in, or if we're already there and we plan on doing anything where we're gonna take time off, we have to put in all that stuff. The only thing, including sick days, we got to type out, we got to write out our sick days, we got to write out our PTO and any other days. And I'm just like, girl, y'all just be doing too much. I'm gonna scare this woman because I'm about to back in next to her. Watch this. Unless this is a parking space up here, I'm about to scare her. You just go keep backing out. Get your. You can go ahead. You good. You good. Child, this is hilarious. I would have backed up for you, ma'am. Ain't that deep, because I'm about to back in right next to her. Y'all, I wish I should have turned the camera around. And I think I know her. It's an ugly vehicle, though. It's a Ford Flex. I don't know. It's just ugly. I'm just like, girl, I don't know. I know I'm wrong. Let me stop. Anyway, that was so random. My bad, y'all. So anyway, that was so funny. Like, she just really, like, she was almost all the way out of the parking space. I was like, ma'am, you can't stop now. I'm like, yep, might as well go ahead and finish the job. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this, then I'm gonna come back, because all I gotta do is run here real quick to get something and come right back. It'll take me less than 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna pause this and come right back. All right, I'll be back, y'all. All right, y'all. I took maybe like 10 extra minutes, but it's all right. I was trying to find the best deals, and like there was some tomatoes that I wanted. There are specific tomatoes that I eat, and they didn't seem to have them, and I'm like, wait a minute. But they had the organic in like this 6-pack, so I was here for it. So I was like, yeah. Anyway, I'm about to take it to the house. Let me put this back off and get to going. So, to make a long story short, a lot of people actually are not there. A lot of people are not at work. I mean, it's not even really like a lot, like 3 or 4 people. But like I said, there are 10 people above me, and there are still other people below me. Like maybe it's like 3 or 4 now since I've, started moving back up the rotation list. Something's choking me, and I don't know what it is. And I really wish I knew. Like it's really choking me for real. It's not a cough, it's a choke. Don't know what that's about, but y'all excuse me. So one of the new dudes, he, according to my partner, he said he came Wednesday. I ain't seen him since. And so I'm just like, okay, he was assigned to come in this weekend, didn't show up. And they had that up there since before Wednesday. So it's not like this was oh no, they're drafting him from home. They're going to try to, like, he got a whole bunch of occurrences now. If he didn't have them before, he definitely has them now. So anyway, let's see. It's a whole lot of foolishness. And there's still no word on what's going on with what I put in for the job, because I was supposed to get that job. Like, I was legit supposed to be the person who was going to get the job. And I don't have it. The guy who I told y'all about, I've been told that he has been let go. That's what I've been told. I don't know how true that is. When I reach out to him, he doesn't like say anything. Like when I say, hey, how you doing? Kind of trying to at least have it generalized as far as what I'm saying to him. But I'll send him little reels and stuff on Instagram, and he'll laugh at those. But like when I'll say, hey, where are you? Haven't seen you, or something like that, or how have you been? He hadn't said anything recently to respond to those types of messages. So I'm like, and every time I look up, his name is up there to work, but he doesn't show up to work. So it's like, oh gosh. So I think they let him go, even though he hasn't, confirmed it and said it out of his own mouth to me. But yeah, everybody else is saying it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. People keep on approaching me, asking me about that job, and one of the most recent things that had been said to me was, you need to go and talk to, somebody else in particular. And I don't think she's going to be able to do, I don't feel like she's going to be able to do anything either, because I've talked literally to the supervisor. I've talked to the people who interviewed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only person that's really left that might be able to have some pull, which I don't think she really will, would be the person who actually was supposed to interview me. But she was out of town at the time. So, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I've just been told that they are creating that position. They're creating 2 more positions that are the same as that particular job. And so I'm just kind of hopeful that it comes about sooner than later. For me, I would rather, right after I come back from being off on my birthday, that I somehow find that, there's a surprise. Guess what? You've been given this job, and he has my number. The supervisor literally has my cell phone number. So he can reach out to me at any time and just text me and be like, hey, we finally had that meeting. I'm really hoping that my absence will kind of make people be like, hey, because it is funny, y'all. I could call out, right? And people would be like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. I thought you quit and found another job somewhere else. Every time people don't see me, because this week, the people have seen me almost every day. The only day they don't see me is on Monday. And I mean, I'm not including Monday night, because I still have to get there at least and clock in at least 12 minutes or so before I gotta go to the meeting. So I mean, I literally have to get in my car. I try not to leave home no more than 25 minutes, no later than 25 minutes till it's time for me to really be where I'm supposed to be. But we have a meeting 10 minutes prior to our actual shifts starting. But yeah, y'all, it's just been infuriating. It's just been getting worse and worse. Like, we have so much overtime that if you want it, 99% of the time you're gonna be able to get it. Now, there are people who are kind of feeling some type of way that aren't up there doing that job anymore, meaning that's their main job, and if they know how to do the other jobs that are available on their days off, and other people might have volunteered to do the other stuff, they can do that then. A lot of people are kind of upset because some of the new people got out of their 90-day probationary period and they have been getting the overtime. And I'm like, please take it. And I mean, it's funny because it's not even really making a difference. Like, one of the people, he works three 12s and then he's off for 4 days. But that's really not true because they've been having to draft people. But anyway, he's been volunteering like pretty much every day. He doesn't have a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? He's not married, and I don't think he has kids, and if he does, he might have a daughter, but I don't think he has primary custody. But I'm really feeling like he's one of the few that I'm remembering out of the group of guys that actually does not have kids. But yeah, y'all, it's just he's been working, and this other guy, he's been working, but he works normal hours. They've just been drafting him because he's closer to the top of the rotation list to come in early. Now, what I did do ahead of me going out for the week, because I don't care what they got going on. They've been irking my soul so bad that today I put in to be off for the entire week of my birthday. Not just the day of and the day after, so that I can actually enjoy the full day. Because had I not done it that way, I would have sat up there and had to go to sleep halfway through the day so that I could get into work on the 15th and go back to work. Like, I don't feel like I'm going to enjoy myself. So I'm going to tell y'all what one of my plans will be if I can get it to go that way. Y'all, my friend, remember that year I showed y'all, it was like a year or two ago, I showed y'all the food that my friend made. She did a seafood boil. So I'm debating on if I'm going to pay her for that, because I really want that. I don't want to get the typical thing that I normally get. I typically get the same thing from a Mexican restaurant as my lunch or dinner for that day. I want her to just do a seafood boil or whatever for me, and I can eat off of it like twice. So it could be like 2 times, 2 meals, pretty much. Basically 2 meals. What in the world is going on here? Hold on. I don't know what that was about, but absolutely not. Y'all, I'm sorry. That man had this crack lean going on. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Okay. Anyway, not laughing at that. It's just like, woo, laughing to keep from crying. If you want to even consider that to be a laugh. But yeah, I'm planning on paying her because, like, y'all, it was so delicious. I couldn't even believe how good that was. I have missed out. And it'll just be something that I'm going to do. And I'm not finna park all the way up there because since y'all in my way, I'm going to wait. I'm not finna do all of that. I'm not doing all of that. Because y'all love trying to be in my parking space and don't do what y'all need to do. Like, I'm not finna do all of that. And see, I'll be able to finish this without having to essentially be in the sun. Because up there where I normally park, it's in the sun. So, I mean, it's kind of helping y'all out for y'all to be able to see me. So, I'm going to spend a couple of more minutes on this, and then I'm going to get out the car. Because I know y'all probably bored out of y'all mind. Anyway, y'all. So, let me move this. Because that might help a little bit with some of the glare and whatnot that's going on. Okay, y'all. So, yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. Oh, my gosh. I got to check on the status of a custom-made item. Because she said it takes like pretty much 20 days for her to complete it because she's doing everything by hand. Like I'm gonna do a black-owned business spotlight on it if it's anywhere near what I want it to be, because it's gonna be two different things. I did a special request for one of them. I'd never seen anybody do it before. Well, on her site. So I did a special request, and so I'm gonna see if she's able to capture what I was asking her for, because I'm extra. And I mean, these items are extra anyway, but I don't know. But anyway, y'all, I'm debating on what I'm gonna do for my friend for my birthday, because I really want her to just, she was like, so that's all you want? I basically just want to buy the food so that she can cook it and do whatever it is she do to whip it up the way she whip it up. And so she was like, that's it? That's all you want me to do? I was like, yes, that's all I want. And for you to say happy birthday. She was like, well, I was going to do that anyway, but that's common sense. I was like, girl, it's really not to some people. Y'all excuse me. And I'm tired. Just worked 12 hours. And I barely had any sleep. So, yeah, there's that. So I'll let y'all know if I end up changing my mind by then. I have no idea what I'm gonna really do, but we gonna see. So back to work. So my partner and I, we worked together on Tuesday and Friday. So for some reason, when we worked together on Friday, I don't know why or how this came up in conversation. So something about little people came up in conversation. And he said that he would never have any dealings with a little person, meaning, you know, sexual or anything like that or whatever, right? And so we know of a mutual acquaintance that is a little person. And so he was like, nah, I would never do anything. Now, we've heard things. I have no idea if it's true, girl. You already know. Like, if you just so happen to come across this video, I'm just saying, these are the things that the people have been saying. I don't know. I don't know it to be true. I haven't asked you. Like, I'm not going to ask you that. If you don't volunteer that information, I'm never going to know straight from your mouth about that. So, okay, police, what are y'all going to do? What are y'all doing? Child, they doing the absolute most. Let me hurry up and get in the house. Yeah, let me hurry up and finish this, because they really just made a complete circle. I don't understand. Oh, I wonder if they're going over to the dude. Looked like he was on crack. He was doing some kind of crack lean. I don't know. They both did a complete circle. Anyway, so he said he would never have any dealings with a little person. But then we were talking, and like, we've heard things. We heard, to make a long story short, that she pays black men because her preference is black nowadays. I don't know if the fiance she had a long time ago, before he passed away, was black, but the men that she deal with nowadays, they are all black. She pays them to have sex with her. And there was an instance that I was told about that she paid this black man to come over to her house and please her. He wasn't pleasing her. She told him that he needed to leave, and she politely called another one over there and paid them to finish the job. I'm just like, I'm real tired. Now, one of the other people that I work with actually told me, excuse me, shortly after this instance happened to him, like directly, like right after it happened, he was like, man, guess what just happened? So I'm like, what? He said that she rolled up on him. That particular woman rolled up on him and was like, yeah, I know you want to do something with me and all this other stuff. And he was just like, nah. Now, he's a liar when it comes to a lot of things. I tell him to his face all the time. I'll be like, you're a lie. Or I'll say it in front of other people and they be dying laughing because the way I say it. I don't know. But anyway, I tell him all the time he's a liar. But he told me, he was like, look, if her face didn't look the way it looked, which a lot of people don't think she's pleasing to the eyes or whatever. And so he was like, if she didn't look the way she looked, you know, whatever, it would be bearable. But he was like, even with the face that she has now, even though she's ugly, he said if she had big breasts, that he would definitely deal with her. I was like, Are you serious? He was like, yeah, I'm serious. I was like, oh, okay then. Yeah, so anyway, excuse me. So, some kind of way, I don't know how it got to this either. So my partner and I are arguing back and forth about me being me when it comes to sex. Meaning, I have had amazing, mind-blowing sex to the point where it was so fun, it was so good that it went on for hours, 3 to 5 hours to be exact. Not just one instance. Every time we got together, that's what happened. So this person had was involved in a really, really bad car accident, right? And so when that happened, I already knew that there might have been some situations that, he wouldn't be able to be a part of anymore, and that, everything might be limited. And so he was like, yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go, because like he had like messed his back up, and like it was crazy. Like he was like in the back seat of a vehicle. A lot of people from his job and all that stuff, they were riding around, and then somebody T-boned them because the girl who was driving, the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend, was in the other vehicle and was gunning for her. So yeah, he ended up getting like hurt worse than her, and she was the one driving, and he hit like the same side they both were on. Anyway, so with him, I don't know. He does not take any medication. He don't eat right. I never have to suggest to him, hey, summertime, make sure you load up on seeded watermelon and all these other things that are supposed to be natural ways to keep that stamina going, right? He just has amazing stamina. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So I'm trying to stay in retirement, y'all. That's what I like to call it. I'm retired from such activities. Of course I can, take myself and put myself back in the game at any time, but I'm retired for the time being, right? Well, he keep trying to take me out of retirement. Like I just be like, sir, it's gonna be a problem, because he be on the same type of time I'm on. And I never thought that once I actually started enjoying sex as a whole, that I would be as free as I've been. Now, my ex has never experienced me being the free sexual person that I grew to be before I basically put myself in retirement, right? And so, I've never been this free when it came to sex. And so, like, I really feel, I felt, I'm over here talking like something happening right now, like I'm out of retirement. Oh, but I definitely can be out of retirement at any moment now. I swear to you, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good. Try to keep from trouble. Let me stop it. But no, for real, it's a struggle. The only thing I feel that keeps me on the straight and narrow is that people are trash. Most dudes do not know what to do. Most people cannot handle me. So I try to keep that at the forefront of my mind. What is really going on? What all this police presence? What's going on here? So anyway, y'all, I don't know. But I was just saying, as I've already told him before, I think what happened was he brought up the fact that I said something about having sex for 3 to 5 hours. And he was like, and you like to have sex for 3 to 5 hours? Everybody got time for right? So we going back and forth. Like, I'm talking about, I'm screaming to the top of my lungs. He's screaming to the top of his lungs. Keep in mind, we're not angry at each other. We are just really trying to get across our points. This is really normalcy for us, and it's sad, but it's funny, and it helps the day go by. So he's bringing this up. Like, he brings it up from time to time, and I'm just like, I said what I said. So he was like, so if you had your way, You want somebody to get off work, come home, have sex with you for 3 to 5 hours. People have a life outside of that. There's more to life than sex. I said I understand that. But me being somebody who has a really, really, really high sex drive, I want what I want. So he looking at me like, you want what you want. I said what I said. So then I was like, look here, how about this? If I were in a committed relationship with somebody, maybe instead of 7 days a week, I'm willing to compromise and say, we got to have sex 4 days a week. Give me 3 to 5 hours, whatever ends up happening. So he still think that's too much. And I'm like, sir, you are like almost 10 years younger than me, if I'm not mistaken. I don't understand. Like, I guess y'all sex drive's just, decreasing. Mine is increasing. I haven't even reached my sexual peak yet. And I'm just like, and so I'm trying to explain to him that the reason why it would go on for so long, so to speak, is because we were having fun. Time literally was flying. And I'm just the type of person, sometimes, most of the time, I will look up before it would start. So that's how I would know exactly how long it happens, right? And then I'll look up, I'll check my phone or whatever after it's, finally over with, because I deemed it to be over in most cases. Yeah. It's just a situation where I look up like, dang, I didn't realize we was doing things for that long. It just was what it was. It wasn't a situation where we were setting out to have sex for that long. It just would end up being that way. And I'm like, hey, it is what it is. So anyway, he was just arguing back and forth with me about it. And he was like, it's stuff I want to do. So you think I'm supposed to work? Like, what if we doing like we've been doing this week? We pulling 12s. So I'm working 12-hour shift. You want me to come home, please you? So I said, look, I already told you before, I give you a break. You can take a 5-minute break, get some water in there. I need to make sure, the water is where it need to be. You having your hydration where it need to be. I ain't got time for you to sit up here talking about you got a cramp in your leg and all this other stuff, dehydration and whatnot to set in. Do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, well, what about eating? What about taking a shower? I was like, look, all right, so when you get home, all right, so we get off at this time. Within an hour of us getting off work, you should be able to have showered and eaten breakfast if you must. If you must eat. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. My partners just be looking at me like, he really be looking at me in disgust, disbelief, and everything else. Like, what is wrong with you? And I tell him nothing at all is wrong with me. I want what I want. He was like, you want too much. I was like, but I don't though. Like, y'all love hollering and crying, talking about, oh, I want a woman that's into sex and blah, 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 and all this crap. Then you meet your match, which really ain't even meeting your match because you can't even hang. But then you want to try to make it seem like it's a problem. Don't try to make it seem like I'm the problem. I'm not the problem. Y'all the problem, because y'all don't know what to do. Because y'all can't keep up with me. I'm trying to understand how that's my problem. I'm trying to understand how I'm the issue. Because my sex drive up there. And see, it's the thing. And so I'm trying to explain that I'm going to be doing work and you going to be doing work. This ain't going to be no, I'm just laying there and whatever. Like, as fat as I am, I've been busting it wide open. I done did the most. And I'm sitting up here saying to myself, how am I doing this? Especially when I had times where I couldn't even sleep. Like, my eyes would not close. Hadn't had no sleep. Got to get to work like 10 hours from then. Like, I got to drive. Like, I've driven for some things before. But it was worth it. Because you know why? Because money was given to me for the goss. So I ain't have to worry about my tank being on E. Fill up this tank. Oh, okay. Well, it was offered. Oh, I'm going to fill up your tank. I'm going to pay for this to make sure we comfortable. Oh, okay. All righty. But this the thing, y'all. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm just trying to be off by myself, away from everybody. But people keep on trying to pull me out of retirement. And I'm just like, why? Just let me stay retired. What's wrong with y'all? There are so many people in the world. I be looking at these people like, and then like, most people are like younger than me. Child, they be looking at me like, but I want you though. And I just be like, but why? How about no? Child, it just be too much. It be too much. So anyway, back to work. So my partner is disgusted with me. Like, he is very disgusted. Like, tell me why it was brought up in conversation again today. This is our last time seeing each other before we gonna see each other again on Tuesday, because we all put in our 7th day off for them. Ain't nobody got time. Like, they working a mule out of us for real. So I don't even know. Like, he was like, after all this work we did today, you expect somebody to come home and do this, that, and the other. So other people who don't know about the conversation be looking at us like, what in the world y'all talking about? And I'm just dying laughing. So then he was like, people have other things they want to do in life. Life is not all about sex. I said, I agree. Life is not all about sex. But if I were to find, so to speak, find someone who is into what I'm into and has a high sex drive or whatever, it just is what it is. We gonna live life, and when the moment strikes, we gonna do things. We gonna do grown folks things. I don't understand the problem. So he was like, so this person that you did all this with, so he ain't got no life? Like, I was like, yes, he had a life. He worked the job. He was like, so that's all he did was just work and didn't have sex with you? I was like, no, he worked. He played video games whenever he felt like. He watched TV. Like, he spent time with his family. So he was just like, he don't go on vacation or nothing. I was like, sir, we actually were going to go to Virginia Beach, which is a place I've never been before. Now, a lot of people who live here in Virginia live to go to Virginia Beach. Yeah. So he had never been before, I don't think. And if he did, it was like once. But I'm thinking that he hasn't been either. So we were actually planning a trip to go. It got to a point where I needed to cut him off, and so I cut him off. And so the trip didn't happen. He really wanted. So yeah, it didn't cut me off. So that's what was going on. I got 4 more minutes to record before it try to cut me off again. I'm gonna say everything I'm gonna say within this time frame and then get on up off of here. So anyway, like, he wanted to go to Virginia Beach. I was here for it because my ex used to lie and make it seem like we were gonna go. Never went. It is what it is. Wasn't meant to be. Hallelujah in the name. So but yeah, he wanted to go. And like I said, I cut him off, and so it didn't happen. What else? But he was bringing up, my partner was bringing up examples like, well, go out of the country. I ain't talking about just staying here in Virginia. I'm talking about go out of the country. I was like, that's fine. I was like, but after we do all the sightseeing and things we want to do over there, it's still going down. So he over here like, and I'm like, what you thought? You thought I'm finna go to a foreign country and ain't nothing to pop off? What you talking about? What you mean? I'm definitely about to set it off then. So I said, like, he really kept trying to make it seem like, dang, so I can't even enjoy the sights without you tugging on my pants. Like, all right, now that's enough. Let's go back to the room. I'm like, no, that's not. It ain't gotta be like that. Like, I don't understand why it's so hard to grasp that for me, my experience with that person, let me make sure I put it like that. My experience with that person, every single time I saw him, talking about something being on site, every single time I saw him, it was what it was. Even when his back had gotten messed up, he still held it down. And he went longer than he thought he would be able to before the pain would set in. I'm just saying, like, let me try to tell y'all the foolishness before this cut off. So, I was like, okay, so what about we sightsee, we doing all kinds of sightseeing and we eating the cuisine from these foreign countries and all this other stuff. And then we done. How about we do all that for 10 hours and then we go back to the room and I get taken care of. And he over here, he's still like, no, we ain't got to do that all the time. Why can't we just enjoy the place? I'm like, that's a part of enjoying it. But y'all, wait a minute. It's like I tell y'all what happened today. Tell me why one of the people I work with, the dude I told y'all that's like pushing 50, that I would never. Tell me why. People are asking him questions, and he's the person that I always say he's a lie. So people are asking him questions about the things he would do or he wouldn't do or whatever, right? And so while we were talking, he was like, he called me and somebody else over there, and I was like, okay. So he went through his phone looking at pictures to pull up of himself. Basically wanted to show us what he's working with without actually showing us. So he pulled up a picture of him in like, I guess they're boxer briefs, I guess, something like that. I don't know. And so he was like, you know what I'm saying? Because prior to that, the conversation went left because old girl said something about micro penis, right? And so he got upset. He was like, man, that ain't even funny. And so I told him that I know of somebody who has one that lives for me, that I've known for like 20 something years, and I would never. Like, it is what it is. I don't understand how you mad at me. Like, what is that going to do for me? What can that actually do for me? Like, this is how this person masturbates. Their fingers are bigger than their penis. I'm trying to understand what I'm supposed to do with that. Now, I ain't got big walls and all of that. I'm very tight, but I don't understand where the beginning or the end would happen for me. Anyway, so he got upset because he said that at one point in time, he was about to get it in with some girl, some woman, and he whipped it out, and she was like, oh, and I'm like, what that got to do with me though? Why you upset? So he went through his phone, showed us a picture of himself in the boxer briefs, and then I was like, okay, so you weren't hard in that picture, so what does that mean? He was like, well, I was semi-hard, and he said he showed us that picture to make a point that even though he wasn't all the way hard, like, it ain't that bad and all this other stuff. And so he was like, he's like 5.5 inches. I said, well, that's not bad, because most of us, it's 4 inches to get inside. But anyway, y'all, let me get up off here. I'll see y'all later.